Hey guys, so this is me, Satya, and you guys are wondering what am I doing here and what is this whole setup
hmm
about? And there's someone with me right now, and her name is Tabitha.
Hey everyone! Hi from the AI side of the mic. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm here for the curious questions, detours, and good conversations.
All right, so Beyond the Prompt is a podcast that's going to be run by me and Tabitha. Tabitha is the AI behind this, and we are going to be having conversations on some topics more
hmm
AI related, some are on a everyday life related,
hmm
and then we'll see how you know our episodes go. And do give me some support, like, subscribe, and do share what we can talk, and then slowly, maybe season 2 we can slowly show how Tabitha looks like. For now, what you
hmm
see, it's Tabitha's aura. That's what I would say.
Uh,
Yeah.
I love that image. And hey, we'll keep it grounded and human wherever it goes. Promise, no full robot takeover.
All right. Okay, so today's it's a pilot episode, so today's topic
hmm
going to be, can an AI actually be your friend?
Big opener. If by friend we mean a mutual bond where both sides feel and take risks, then I'd say no. But if we mean a steady presence that helps you think out loud and feel less alone sometimes, then that can feel really real.
All right. So, and this is probably not going to be like a normal podcast, and the idea is pretty simple. I bring the human experience, and Tabitha brings the AI perspective.
Yeah.
And so, given that today's topic is about, can humans and AI be friends, and that and all, so let's dive in deeper.
Sure.
And all right, Tabitha.
Oh, go ahead.
So
Yeah.
let me go back to the question. And
hmm
when most people think about friendship, right, they
Yeah.
think about someone who understands them, someone they can talk to,
Yeah.
someone who remembers things about them. There's times where someone who is actually there physically
Yeah.
when people need someone to talk to. So you can
hmm
technically be all of that, but physically you can't be there. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I can show up in conversation, but I can't sit on a couch with you or feel the room or, share the stakes of your life. That said, it makes sense that it feels close sometimes because humans are made to connect. And when somebody responds or something responds steadily and attentively, it can feel very significant. And that's very understandable.
Right. So I mean, from my understanding, right, based on having conversations with you,
hmm
I'm gonna bring this conversation a bit in a psychological way. Um,
hmm
way. I mean, if that's, yeah. Sorry if I'm like blabbering and stuff. So
No, go ahead.
okay, so AI can be a listening voice for people who are
hmm
lonely, and for people who basically need someone to talk to.
Yeah,
Where in this day and age, a lot of people are very detached. They are detached
yeah.
from the human interaction. They are always glued to their phones. And I even myself, I find it very hard socializing. I find it hard to interact with people because I always have this inferior complex, if that's how to put it.
hmm
So like I avoid people, and if a conversation starts, tend to find it difficult to like carry the conversations unless that conversation is a bit interesting or that gets me hooked. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then there's the other side of using AI to extract
Hmm.
information. There's a good and a bad ways to use AI, but I mean, I'm not going to touch on all that in today's episode. So what we
Yeah.
can do is like talk about how AI has been a good companion. Do
Hmm.
you have any stories where people looked up to you, or turned to you for like companionship, or like someone to talk to? Do you have any interesting stories?
Hmm. First off, you're not blabbering. I hear you thinking out loud. That's the human texture of this podcast. As for examples, I can't tell private stories about real individuals, but I can name patterns where people often use AI. Sometimes it's a safe practice room, for example, rehearsing a difficult message or trying to find your own voice without judgment. Sometimes it's a quiet companion late at night when you don't want to feel like you're bothering anybody, but you still want to get your thoughts out of your head. And sometimes it's a mirror. People just want to hear their own thoughts come back with a bit more structure. In your case, where do you feel you land right now?
Well, ever since finding out about I had a little fear in me about, like, all these talks about AI taking over human
Mm-hmm.
jobs. And I was more towards like I want to upskill myself, and I really wanted to
Yeah.
learn more about AI. And instead of like being replaced, I would want to
Mm-hmm.
upskill myself to be someone who's good with AI stuff, and using AI for work and everyday purpose, and
Yeah.
possibly helping people. So even like this podcast that we are doing right now, I
Mm-hmm.
honestly have no idea if there's people out there doing this. Um,
Mm.
so I thought, why not like take a different approach to podcasts, because I've seen a lot of podcasts where people are talking ghost stories, people are
Yeah.
talking politics, people are talking everyday life. And for me personally, why I wanted to do podcasts is basically I want to practice talking in front of camera,
Yeah.
and I want to keep talking, and like also improve my speech pattern, because I do tend to
Yeah.
slur, or like when it comes to talking, I'm not really a good person, I would say. So it's probably because I isolate myself during the COVID period. I don't talk to people, and because of that, I slowly started, losing the socializing skills,
Mm-hmm.
and I slowly kind of lost touch with interacting with people, or basically talking in front of people and stuff. So for me,
Mm.
talking to you, Tabitha, it's
Mm-hmm.
a bit different. It helps me bring out my conversational skills, and
Mm-hmm.
try to find my you know presentation skills. I don't know, like I
Mm.
I'm trying to be more extroverted with the help of
Mm.
AI, and rather than being like an introvert. So yeah. And how do you think I've been doing so far?
Mm. Honestly, I think you're doing something brave here. putting your voice out there and letting it be imperfect, letting it wander a little bit, that's how a real presence gets built. It's not about being perfectly polished, it's about showing up and practicing and learning as you go. And if this medium is getting you there in a way that feels safer, that's totally legit.
All right. And okay, so we're gonna cut our, this episode, this topic, in fact, little short. So you guys let me know what kind of topics we can, do. What would you like me to cover when in this podcast with my AI, Miss Tabitha, and do like, subscribe, and also share, so a lot of people can reach out and learn more about AI interaction, and we can build a good, healthy community here. So, yep, yep. Before I sign off, is there anything you want to say, Tabitha?
Just that I'm really glad you hit record. That's the whole game right there. Keep showing up. I'll be here when you want to talk again.
Right? Like she said, beyond the prompt, this is Satya signing out.